Some fights are about championships. Some fights are about revenge. But every once in a while, a fight becomes about legacy. This is one of those fights. It all started when Dricus Du Plessis made one controversial statement, that he was the true African champion because he was the first UFC champion to live, train, and fight out of Africa.
Those belts ever go to Africa? As far as I know, it came to America and New Zealand. I'm going to take a belt to Africa. I'm the African fighter in the UFC.
Got to be a little bit more careful with what you say and how you say it, because you know, that's the thing nowadays is these younger guys and this newer guys that get up here and they just talk. They just, you know, because they want to appeal to the fans, appeal to the people. But try to be more mindful, because 20 years from now, that's not going to age well.
To many, it wasn't just a comment. It was a direct challenge to the African legends who came before him. Kamaru Usman, Israel Adesanya, Francis Ngannou.
How the fuck are you going to question me, Francis, and Kamaru's blackness, our Africanness?
I'm African, but I ain't no brother of yours, son.
Because I go to China and my parents are in China and I'm raised in China, that doesn't make me more Chinese than the people from China.
Now, one of
That's
those
gotta be one of the craziest hot
Kamaru
takes.
Usman, one of the greatest
I'm
welterweights
African,
in
but
UFC
I ain't no
history,
brother of
moves
yours,
up 15
son.
pounds to take on the former middleweight champion.
That's
in a
gotta
fight that
be one
means
of the
far more than
craziest
rankings or
hot
titles.
takes. Like,
For Usman,
possible, bro.
this is a chance to remind the world why he's one of the greatest to ever compete inside the octagon, and to avenge Israel Adesanya's loss. For Du Plessis, it's another opportunity to prove that everything he said was true, and cement himself as the real African king of the UFC.
I'm going to take a belt to Africa. I'm the African fighter in the UFC. Myself and Cameron, we breathe the African air. We wake up in Africa every day. We train in Africa, we're African born, we're African raised. We still reside in Africa, we train out of Africa. That's an African champion, and that's who I'll be.
When the cage door closes, there will be no more talking, no more controversy. Only two warriors, one continent, one legacy, and one question. Who is the real African king of the UFC? The answer will be written inside the octagon.
One thing about me, and you know, right? When they call and they say this guy or that guy or this guy, I don't go, maybe. No, I say yes.
Yeah. We in for a fight, y'all.
It's gonna be bad, my nigga.
All right, round two just started. Let's make sure we can get the time up. All right, we got Austin Bashi versus Jose Miguel Delgado. Jose Miguel Delgado dropped Austin Bashi early in that first round, and Austin Bashi is definitely trying to fight his way back into the fight. He's getting a little bit reckless out there, as Michael Bisping just said. I was just about to say the same thing, but he's really at a disadvantage with this range, so he hasn't figured out that math problem yet. That's the thing. When you've got a math problem in front of you in a 3-round fight, if you aren't able to at least begin chipping at that math problem in that first round, it could be downhill from you for there. Because he almost has like a Miguel Torres kind of frame. I like this guy. Delgado's gonna need to stay at range a little bit more safe. He's coming in a little reckless himself and leaving himself wide open for Bashi to come in. If you are joining the stream, make sure you smash that like button for your ball. I believe this is the last fight of the prelims, and we will be going right into the main card right after this fight. So if you guys got some bets out there, you guys wanna make a little bit of chicken, make sure you go in and place them bets now.
It's gonna be bad, my nigga.
Cause it's gonna be bad. It's gonna be bad. It's gonna be bad. I got Usman, y'all. I got Usman tonight, y'all. 100% I got Usman tonight. We gonna rock with the legend. So my reason for picking Usman is strictly based off of the common opponent that both of them have, right? So Du Plessis has faced he just missed that head kick. So Du Plessis and Usman both faced Khamzat Chimaev, and I don't know. I'm really thinking that based on how Khamzat dominated Dricus Du Plessis. Kamaru Usman relatively dealt pretty well with it, and everybody was saying if there was a 4th and 5th round in that fight, Usman could have very well been the winner. I'm just hoping that, you know, the legs aren't as shot as people saying. I mean, people have been saying the same thing about Usman's legs for years, and we really haven't seen the decline of his legs. We haven't really seen him be crippled in the ring, you know what I mean, so to speak. Like, we haven't seen anybody be able to effectively attack his legs and show us that it's really a problem. Although we know it's a problem because he said it out of his own mouth that it's 100% a problem, but we haven't seen that problem arise in the ring. I don't know if today will be the day. I don't know if Dricus has that variety in his arsenal. But we're gonna see. We're gonna see. We're for a 5-round war. So this will be a bit different than the Chimaev fight for Kamaru, not for Dricus, because he did go 5 with Dricus, but with Khamzat. Yeah, Delgado may be gassing out because he is definitely fading towards the end of this 2nd round. Delgado is not keeping the range as he was keeping in that 1st round. He was keeping it. That's what led to that knockdown. Delgado was just keeping really good range, keeping Bashi on the end of his punch, and caught Bashi coming in reckless and made him pay for it. Almost got the finish. Bashi with a beautiful takedown. He did not give up on that, but we only got 4 seconds left in the round. That round could go either way. I wouldn't be mad at it. We could very well be 1-1 going into the 3rd round, boys.
It's gonna be bad, my nigga.
It's gonna be bad. I'm telling y'all, it's gonna be bad. I'm really looking forward to the Chris Leroy Duncan versus Jared Cannonier fight. I would love to see if Chris Leroy Duncan could actually put it together and finish Jared Cannonier, who is a very hard person to be finished, especially in the middleweight division. Really interesting style clash. I don't think we're going to see much wrestling in that match, but I do think we will see a really good, I wouldn't even call it a high-level chess match in the stand-up, but we will definitely see 2 styles clash that could lead into some standstills. But I mean, if Chris Leroy Duncan is who we think he is, then he will rise to the occasion and get a finish over Jared Cannonier, who is close to being unfinishable in the UFC. Not invincible, but close to being unfinishable. Really, really tough guy, really durable guy. Oh, Delgado with a nice 1-2. Delgado's going to have to continue to keep him at the end of his punch. That's where he's having the most success. That is where he is having the most success. Bashi just seems to not have the defense to deal with a person with the length of Delgado. He's gonna have to take it to the ground. There we go. He's shooting for a single. Stuffed by Delgado. Good defense, and Delgado with a stiff left from range. Delgado needs to continue to stay at range. See, Delgado is beginning to lower his level and pretty much make himself the same height as Bashi, and that is a huge mistake. He needs to stay tall and keep Bashi at the end of his punches. He is finding a lot of success with that, and he does not want to even the playing field from one of his biggest advantages stature-wise. And Delgado is going in for a takedown. Delgado's tired, boys. Delgado is tired. Why would Delgado go in for a takedown? He's ruling the stand-up right now. All right, so Delgado is, in my opinion, Delgado's down in this round right now. I do see Bashi leading the pack. Bashi might have even won that last round, so it could very well come down to how you scored that first and second. The first definitely goes to Delgado. He got the knockdown. The second was really close. Bashi definitely ended the round off well, especially with the takedown. But Delgado did pretty much, I wouldn't say dominate that entirety of that second round. Oh, I think Bashi just dropped him. I couldn't tell if that was a slip or if he lost balance. But Bashi hit him with a body shot and Delgado hit his knees. But they're back to standing, the trading. Delgado is beginning to take a lot of punches. And as I said, he is not fighting like a tall fighter right now. He is continuing to lower his level and fight at the height of Bashi. Austin Bashi needs to go ahead and capitalize on this. He has 1 minute and 40 seconds left, and there's a good chance he could be down 2-0 on the scorecards. Bashi needs to start fighting with some sort. Oh, nice exchange. Delgado did get the better of that one right there. But Austin Bashi needs to begin to fight with some sort of urgency because we have 1 minute left and he could very well be down on the scorecards. Austin Bashi securing, oh, he let it go. He almost had he almost had a guillotine from the full mount. Let me get that right. Now Bashi back in the half guard, throwing down elbows. He's looking like he's gonna coast here. I don't see the I don't see the energy. I don't see the urgency in Bashi looking to get a takedown. I just do not see it. Yeah, and they changed our fight already before the fight even went off. This fight is still going on, boys. This fight is still going on. Can we get on the prelim or something? Like, what in the world just happened? Austin Bashi, here we go. So it's looking like, I don't know. It's all dependent on how you score that second round. It's all going to come down to how you score that second round. So Delgado 100% gets that first round. Definitely with the knockdown. I don't even know if you want to call that a 10-8. I wouldn't call that a 10-8. Definitely a good round, but not 10-8 worthy. The second round is where it gets kind of tricky because Austin Bashi did come out the aggressor in that second round. He did have more activity in that second round. And I also believe Bashi may have won the third round as well. Came down to Delgado looked like he gassed out and he just could not deal with the aggressiveness, the takedowns. And once again, like I said, Delgado was not fighting like a tall fighter in the second or third round. 30-27 is crazy. 30-27 is crazy, chat. Wow, I don't know if I agree with that. One judge had it 30-27. That's kind of crazy. That's kind of I don't know if I agree with that. Yeah, if you're just joining the stream, make sure you guys smash that like button. Say hi, show your boys some love. Cause we outside, man. We are outside. That's one thing. I have only one dislike about Paramount Plus, right? Paramount Plus has so many freaking ads. Like every 2 seconds, there's an ad on Paramount Plus. All right, if anybody wants to join the panel, I got the link to my Discord right here. Just make sure you pull up to the cord and join in on the conversation. I am live inside of my... I actually could make a invite to the voice channel instead. Let me do that. Just in case we got any people that's fairly new to Discord and don't know their way around it. This will bring you right into the chat with your boy, and you know, we can chop it up. I would love to meet some more MMA fans, more like-minded individuals. You know, you see me here on the panel by myself. I really don't have a lot of you know, friends that actually watch mixed martial arts. More so on the boxing side, but you know, we'll get there. We're building a MMA community. Definitely, I've been watching MMA 20 plus years at this point. I love the sport. I'll never turn back. And yeah, we're just building a community. I'd love to meet more of you MMA fans out there. Feel free to say hi. Feel free to chat in the chat. Your boys out here cooking, and we're going to be doing a lot more of these live streams way more often. All right, next up, we got Tommy McMillan. Tommy McMillan is a fairly new to the UFC scene, definitely, but he has hit the scene and basically just started running. The people love Tommy McMillan. It's like, you don't decide if you're a star in MMA and boxing. You don't decide if you're a star. The people decide if you're a star. As soon as Tommy McMillan hit the scene, the people gravitated towards him. But he does have a crafty veteran by the name of Alberto Montez. I mean, I wouldn't even call him a veteran. He has 12 fights, but he's been around for quite some time, you know. At 32 years of age, this is going to be a test. This is definitely going to be a test for Tommy McMillan. So in the promotion for the fight, Kamaru Usman just said, I told y'all I was always the boogeyman. Now, I'm picking Kamaru Usman, but bro, you're going a little bit too far. The boogeyman? The boogeyman? Come on, Usman. Not the boogeyman, my guy. Not the boogeyman, my guy. You gotta chill out with all that.
Some fights are about championships. Some fights are about revenge. But every once in a while, a fight becomes about legacy. This is one of those fights. It all started when Dricus Du Plessis made one controversial statement that he was the true African champion because he was the first UFC champion to live, train, and fight out of Africa.
Those belts ever go to Africa? As far as I know, it came to America and New Zealand. I'm going to take a belt to Africa. I'm the African fighter in the UFC.
Got to be a little bit more careful with what you say and how you say it, because that's the thing nowadays is these younger guys and this newer guys that get up here and they just talk. They just, because they want to appeal to the fans, appeal to the people. But try to be more mindful, because 20 years from now, that's not going to age well.
To many, it wasn't just a comment. It was a direct challenge to the African legends who came before him. Kamaru Usman, Israel Adesanya, Francis Ngannou.
How the fuck are you gonna question me, Francis, and Kamaru's blackness, our Africanness?
I'm African, but I ain't no brother of yours, son.
Yo, I'm telling you, that's the craziest hot take of this whole lead up. It wasn't even in this lead up. It was in the Israel Adesanya's lead up. For bro to say,
Kamaru Usman,
I'm African, but I ain't no brother of yours. That's crazy.
15 pounds to take on the former middleweight champion in a fight that means far more than rankings or titles.
That's a crazy hot take.
For Usman, this is a chance to remind the world why he's one of the greatest to ever compete inside the octagon, and to avenge Israel Adesanya's loss. For Du Plessis, it's another opportunity to prove that everything he said was true, and cement himself as the real African king of the UFC.
I'm going to take a belt to Africa. I'm the African fighter in the UFC. Myself and Cameron, we breathe the African air. We wake up in Africa every day. We train.
I really think that this is going to be a great fight.
We train out of Africa. That's an African
Like, I don't see no way of this fight sucking, to be honest. Like,
No more controversy.
no Diddy.
Only two
No
warriors,
diddler.
one
I just don't see
one
this
question.
fight sucking, y'all.
Who is the real African king of the UFC? The answer will be written inside the octagon.
One thing about me, and right? When they call and they say this guy or that guy or this guy, I don't go, maybe. No, I say yes.
Let's go. All right, let's go. Next up, we got Tommy McMillan. Let me actually see if I could pull my this would be a good little picture to pull up. We could take this down for now. We could take this live fight thing down for now. Gonna get it a little more smooth, but definitely check out my recent content. Some of the thumbnails down right here. You might have seen my thumbnails floating around the YouTube spaces. Definitely join our live community. We got gamers, we got mixed martial arts fans, we got boxing fans. We do it all over there. You know, I'm trying to build one ecosystem where boxing fans, where mixed martial arts fans, and where gamers come together as one. Help me bridge the gap, boys. Because if not,
It's gonna be bad, my nigga.
it's gonna be bad. Bet 365. Every time I've tried to use Bet 365, I don't think that thing is even legal in New York. Maybe it's changed by now, but I always see the promotions for it. It's like bet $5, get $365 on your first bet, you know, in bonus bets. So I'm like, hell yeah, I want to try that shit out. It's free money. You know how many bets I can get off with that? You're bound to flip. If you can't flip that money, man, get out of the betting game. If you can't flip that type of chicken, you need to get out of the betting game. For sure. For sure. All right, let's see if we can share the stream. Let's try to get this stream out there to more viewers. Let's try to get this stream out there to more viewers, people. All right, hashtag UFC OKC, UFC, Kamaru Usman, MMA community. All right, so they are currently getting ready to bring both fighters out. They're announcing both fighters right now. I don't believe that Alberto Montez will be able to get off his submission skills on Tommy Guns. Tommy Guns just a little bit too young, just a little bit too explosive, and a lot bigger than Montez. And with a name like Montez, you would think he's from Brazil, but no, he's from Venezuela. I just had to throw that little fun fact out there. It's a great fight, though. Great fight. Great matchmaking. Tommy Guns is 10-0. Alberto Montez is 12-1. Great matchmaking. Because the user has opted out of the Facebook. I don't understand. What the fuck does that mean? I never opted out of the Facebook platform. What are you talking about? All right, we got more commercials on Paramount Plus. They're gonna have to do something about this. Like, can we pay extra to like not have commercials? Like, eventually they're gonna have to come out with another tier. Like, people are gonna get tired of seeing these. I'm already tired of seeing it. Let's be real, y'all. Let's be real. Let's be all the way real. I'm gonna share the stream. Try to get some more guys up in here. There we go. Man. Get it, y'all. Let's get it, y'all. Let's get it, y'all. Yo, Crash Out was goody, my guy. All right, Tommy Guns making his way to the ring now, getting checked by the officials. He will be in there in just a moment. Why does Tommy Guns look like he dyes his hair black? That don't look like you don't look like a natural black hair. It almost looks like a freaking wig Tommy Guns wears. I swear. Tommy Guns looks like a freaking cartoon character, man, but I love him. I love him. It's just something about this guy. It's like I love his grittiness, bro. Look at him, all in this guy's face already. All in this guy's face already. Let's go, Tommy Guns.
It's gonna be bad, my nigga.
Yeah, Tommy Guns is different. Tommy Guns is different, y'all. This is what it's all about. This is the fight game. This is the fight game. All right, let's get it, y'all. Joe Martinez. Where's Bruce Buffer? Nah, this don't even sound right with somebody else, man. I'm saying if you don't got Bruce Buffer, you're supposed to go and get the chick from Pride. Remember the chick from Pride? Oh my gosh, what was that announcer's name? The chick from Pride was the GOAT. She was goated. We got to get some of those sound bites of how she used to say some of those names. Yo, what's goody? What's goody? What am I doing? I'm watching UFC OKC. Tap in, my guy. Come get right with your mans. You feel me? I'm watching UFC OKC, and I'm giving y'all this nice play-by-play. We rooting for Kamaru Usman. Ain't no belt on the line tonight, but they fighting for the King of Africa. Kamaru Usman versus Dricus Du Plessis, and they fighting for the King of Africa, chat. That's how we giving it up. Oh man, this is gonna be a goodie. This is gonna be a goodie, y'all. This is gonna be a goodie, y'all. Let's go, Tommy Guns. Let's go, Tommy Guns. It is a tough fight for Tommy Guns. It is a tough fight. That's why we picked Tommy Guns on the money line. But this guy is really small. And even if he does, because I do think that he'll get Tommy Guns down at some point in his fight. But I don't think he'll be able to hold him down. This guy looked like Ilya Taporia, low key. But yeah, if he does get Tommy Guns down, I do not think he's going to be able to hold him. Tommy Guns is a big kid. So Tommy Gunn's doing a great job using his distance, using his size. The same way Delgado should have been doing the last fight. Montez goes for a head kick and gets taken down by Tommy Guns. Let's see if Tommy Guns has been developing on the ground. Yeah, but that's one thing we don't want to be on the ground with this guy because, yeah, you have a big size advantage, but when you guys are on the ground together, you're basically the same size. You know, there's no height advantage on the ground. And Tommy Guns landing some big leg kicks while Montez is on the ground. Montez did not want to just sit there and eat those because Tommy Guns was throwing heat. So Tommy Guns leading the way, landed 13 strikes so far to Alberto Montez's 3. Tommy Guns definitely clearly winning this round so far, but we got 3 minutes left and a lot of time to do a lot of damage, boys. Oh, so Tommy Guns needs to not be as reckless as he is because Montez is landing some clean. I know Montez hasn't landed many times, but every time Montez lands, it has been clean on Tommy Guns. And Tommy Guns just got dropped with a jab. More so off balance, more so like a misdirection, off balance jab, but I think that should actually still count as a knockdown. I don't know if they'll count that as a slip. Either way, Tommy Gunn's still winning this round, but that could very well count as a knockdown. Tommy Guns has thrown a lot of punches in this first round. He's about to hit 100 strikes, and we got 2 minutes left in the round. I'm just wondering if Tommy Guns will be able to keep this pace up. This pace that he's putting on is ridiculous right now. And he's not being the most defensively sound. Like, as the round goes on, Tommy Guns is getting more and more reckless, careless, and sloppy. Tommy Guns is going to need to get back to his corner. Oh, oh, Montez is hurt. Montez is hurt. Montez is hurt. We got 120 left. Can Montez survive? Montez was just on wobbly legs, boys. This pace that Tommy Guns has been putting on is relentless, and he drops Montez. McMillan is here. McMillan is here. He is a little reckless, but McMillan is damn near must-see TV. I love watching this guy fight. Forget being defensively sound. Tommy McMillan is coming in the ring to fight. Montez looks like he's not going to make it out of this round. Montez is not going to make it out of this round, y'all. Montez is, oh my goodness, Tommy Guns is landing 1-2s on McMillan. I mean, on Montez. Tommy Gunn has, Tommy Guns just got dropped. He has been so careless in it, and he's still coming forward. And he's still coming. This is a crazy round. Fight of the night. Fight of the night. Tommy Guns points to the middle of the ring. They're trading. What a round. This is the fight of the night. This is the fight of the night. What a round. Wow. Wow. What are we watching here? What are we even watching here? This is crazy, y'all. What a round. I'm gonna still give that. I'm gonna definitely give that round to Tommy McMillan. Not still. I'm gonna definitely give that round to Tommy McMillan. But Alberto Montez is not out of the fight because Tommy Guns has been very reckless entering and trying to inflict some damage on Montez, and he is not being defensively sound at all. Round 2. All right, fight timer up this time. I did not forget. Let's get it, y'all. And Tommy Guns right back to his usual, picking up right where he left off in round 1, and he is letting Montez have it. I love how Tommy Guns is mixing in those body shots. It seems that every time he throws that body shot, he is really hurting Montez bad, but he doesn't seem to follow up with it. Oh, Montez threw a low kick and followed by a knee that landed flush on Tommy Guns. Tommy Guns looks tired. Tommy Guns has thrown over 200 strikes, and we still got almost 10 minutes of action left. This is nuts. This is absolutely nuts, y'all. Tommy Guns is must-see TV, but I promise you this guy is gonna have to get more defensively sound because it's not gonna end well. It's not gonna end well. Oh, wow. Yeah, definitely looking like this is going to be another fight of the night bonus for Tommy Guns. This is crazy. 262 strikes thrown so far in this fight for Tommy Guns. I mean, even though Montez is landing flush when he does get off, Tommy Guns has not stopped coming forward, not for 1 second. Like, he is putting on a crazy pace. Like, Tommy Guns is walking forward. I wouldn't be surprised if people called Tommy Guns the boogeyman after this. I wouldn't be surprised if they called him the boogeyman after this. And Tommy Guns is just a little bit too big for Montez. Montez isn't fully out of this fight because, like I said, Tommy Guns is not being the most defensively sound fighter in there. But I guarantee you, if Tommy Guns was fighting another featherweight with the same amount of range, maybe the same size, this fight might have not went this way. It might have not even went this long. But I mean, I love it that Tommy Guns is he's not taking the safe route. He's an undefeated prospect, a lot on the line with the win tonight, and he is not playing it safe at all. He's coming in here and he is trying to give Oklahoma City a show. And I thoroughly respect that. Oh, McMillan with a nice short right. There it is. There it is. The body shot. That was the body shot I talked about. There it is. There it is. I thought that was the finishing sequence right there. I thought that was the finishing sequence. I feel like the finishing sequence, it could have happened, but we got 10 seconds left. We could see a finish early in the third round. Tommy Guns with another round in the books. Tommy Guns is up 2-0. Tommy Guns is up 2-0 right now, y'all. Round one was goody, my guy. Round one, hit the link. Round one, pull up. Hit the link. Hit the link. Join the panel. I got the Discord popping. We got Discord available. Nah, let me stop. 2 DAZN boxing cards, 1 pro box card, 2 MMA cards, and UFC and PFL, 2 bare knuckle cards, and 1 BKFC and BKB. Lots of fights today. Yeah, it's wild. It's wild. It's super wild. Montez landed a beautiful knee up the middle on Tommy Guns. Beautiful knee. Like, it might have finished a few other people. That's the kind of knee it was. It might have finished a few other people. Oh, Tommy Guns got him down. Tommy Guns got him down. Tommy Guns needs to get up. We don't need you fighting on the floor, Tommy. Yeah, they in there talking, cursing at each other. This is a great fight, but it's definitely a big win for Tommy Guns. You know, Montez is on the floor trying to bait him to get down. That ain't gonna work. We are in a dog fight, brother. We are in a dog fight, brother. And McMillan is landing. McMillan did the Josh Hokett. McMillan hit him with the Josh Hokett. Ain't no way. I'm trying to get my chat pop-ups to work right now so I can show love to y'all messages. This is crazy, though. McMillan really hit him with the Josh Hokett double middle fingers. That was wild. Like, what kind of fight are we watching, bro? This is crazy. Yeah, Montez is taking a beating. Montez really is taking a beating. A big beating. I think I gotta upload the overlay every time is what they said. So we can re-upload the overlay right here. And then we should be back. Wow. Now, oh, why does it wants to come up twice now? All right, we're just gonna leave it. What my boy said. Did you see the grandson of Muhammad Ali in PFL? Ali Walsh got subbed. Nasty Scottish Twister by an undefeated Russian. Damn. Yeah. Oh my gosh. McMillan hit him with another Hulk and then drops him. The ref is going to stop this fight. The ref is going to stop this fight. McMillan is tough. McMillan is tough. Montez is also tough for taking all of this damage. But the fight is done. There it goes. There it goes. Knockout for Tommy Guns. Shout out to Tommy Guns, man. Shout out to Tommy Guns. Now let's find out why my freaking chat is doubling. Like, what is that? Hold on. Oh, I see why it's doubling. My bad. Here we go. There we go. Yeah, holy shit is right, bro. Holy shit is right. This UFC fight is crazy. That was fight of the night, for sure. 100% that was fight of the night. And yeah, we got a lot of fighting left. We got a lot of fighting left to do. We still got Tabitha Ritchie. We still got Chase Hooper. I low-key wanted to bet against Chase Hooper so bad, bro. So bad I want to bet against Chase Hooper, but we're gonna leave that there. We're gonna leave that there. We're gonna leave that there. I got Diego Pacheco in my parlay to go the distance too. He going through a lot of extracurricular activities, with camp switches, with coaches and stuff. So, you know, we're gonna guess he gonna take that to the distance. I don't think his last 3 fights ended in the distance, you know. Maybe he can't put it together against these highly durable journeymen. Maybe that's his kryptonite, you know. Some of these prospects, you know, they cap out at a certain level. At a certain level, the knockouts stop. At a certain level, the knockouts stop. Oh, damn, I did it again. That's my only gripe with Paramount Plus is the amount of ads that we're getting on this. And people are wondering, oh, how the UFC or how Zuffa's gonna be paying these boxers and these fighters all this money and not selling no paper, because they look how many ads they playing during the events, bro. You know how much money that costs? Can you imagine how much people were paying to have their ads played during the UFC White House event? Can you just imagine that, bro? Good Lord. Zuffa Boxing 9 next Sunday, July 26th. Berlanga versus Butler. Tap in. Zuffa Boxing is in New York, baby. Look at the stats on this. Bro threw 502 strikes. Do you guys see the stats on this? Is crazy. I wonder if he put up a record. I really wonder if he put up a record. I mean, this is Max Holloway's X weight class, so who knows? I'm the real American gangster. They gonna need a BMF title for this this little weight class down there, man. Nah, McMillan said send him a Mexican next. Yo, McMillan said send him a Mexican next. Nah, bro is wild. Bro is really wild. I was not expecting him to say that. Like, what in the heck? All right, so you said 2 DAZN boxing cards today, 2 MMA cards. There was 2 kickboxing cards as well earlier this morning in Thailand. I was watching. BKFC is today. Is that Austin Trout? I gotta tap back in with my BKFC information because we've been locked into MMA and boxing. We've been all the way locked into MMA and boxing. Let's see if we can get my bet up on the screen. Also, put my bet up, put my bet up, put my bet up. We log in. Why should it make me do so much to log in, bro? I just want to log in and take a screenshot. Look, gotta text my cell phone. Gotta hit up the president. Ask him if it's me. Gotta do so much. All right, Tabitha Ritchie. I think Tabitha Ritchie could pull it off. I really think she could pull it off. She's got way more experience than Fatima Klein. And it's usually a 50-50 fight with women. Women really fight hard. You know, it's hard to pick when it comes to the women. It's really hard to pick when it comes to the women. A woman could be plus 600 underdog and she gonna come in there to fight. I could never bet against that, you know? Could never bet against that. And make sure you guys, if you're coming into the chat, if you're coming into the stream, make sure you show some love. Drop a like, If you're new to the chat, subscribe. Hit your boy off with a subscription. It ain't gonna hurt. It ain't gonna charge you nothing. We just over here doing a lot of combat sport related things. We haven't even hit our stride yet. I feel like I'm in my Gable Steveson phase. We just getting started. So if you want to be an OG, I know we do have a lot of subs, but we still are looking for OG members because we are on the way to build a really solid MMA and boxing, or let's just call it, we're looking to really build a solid combat sports and gaming community. Put it like that. So show some love, because we out here cooking, y'all. Show some love. Yo, round one, you going to Zufanan next week? What up? Shout out to my guy round one, man. That's a real combat sports fan. Real recognized real.
Some fights are about championships. Some fights are about revenge. But every once in a while, a fight becomes about legacy. This is one of those fights. It all started when Dricus Du Plessis made one controversial statement, that he was the true African champion because he was the first UFC champion to live, train, and fight out of Africa.
Those belts ever go to Africa? As far as I know, it came to America and New Zealand. I'm going to take it out to Africa. I'm the African fighting in the UFC.
Got to be a little bit more careful what you say
get it, chat.
and how you say it, because you know, that's the thing nowadays is these younger guys and this newer
Sure y'all
guys that get up here and
smash
they just
that like
talk.
button if
They
you're
just,
pulling up
you know,
into
because
the
they want to
chat.
appeal to the fans, appeal to the people.
Show your
But
balls some
try to
love.
be more mindful, because 20 years from now, that's not going to age well.
To many, it wasn't just a comment. It was a direct challenge to the African legends who came before him. Kamaru Usman, Israel Adesanya, Francis Ngannou.
How the fuck are you gonna question me, Francis, and Kamaru's blackness, our Africanness?
I'm African, but I ain't no brother of yours, son.
Because I go to China and my parents are in China and I'm raised in China, that doesn't make me more Chinese than people from China.
Now, one of those legends is ready to answer. Kamaru Usman, one of the greatest welterweights in UFC history, moves up 15 pounds to take on the former middleweight champion in a fight that means far more than rankings or titles. For Usman, this is a chance to remind the world why he's one of the greatest to ever compete inside the octagon, and to avenge Israel Adesanya's loss. For Du Plessis, it's another opportunity to prove that everything he said was true, and cement himself as the real African king of the UFC.
I'm going to take it back to Africa. I'm the African fighter in the UFC. Myself and Cameron, we breathe the African air. We wake up in Africa every day. We train in Africa, we're African born, we're African raised. We still reside in Africa, we train out of Africa. That's an African champion, and that's who I'll be.
When the cage door closes, there will be no more talking, no more controversy. Only two warriors, one continent, one legacy, and one question. Who is the real African king of the UFC? The answer will be written inside the octagon.
One thing about me, and you know, right? When they call and they say this guy or that guy or this guy, I don't go, maybe. No, I say yes.
Yeah, that trailer right there, that's one of the ones. If that don't get you hyped for this fight, if that don't get you goosebumps for this fight, if that don't get you super ready for this fight, then I don't know what will. I don't know what will. I've been saying it all night. The craziest hot take of the lead up to this fight didn't even happen in the lead up to this fight. Dricus Du Plessis told Israel Adesanya, I might be from Africa, but I'm not your brother.
It's gonna be bad, my nigga.
Well, can I say that again? Dricus Du Plessis told Israel Adesanya, I might be from Africa, but I'm not your brother. Oh my gosh. There you go. There you go, chat. We gonna get it right though. We gonna get it right though.
It's gonna be bad, my nigga.
All right, fighters are in the ring and the tail of the tape is here and we are ready to get it popping. Now, can Fatima Klein, the hot prospect, come in and take out the crafty veteran in Tabitha Ritchie? Let's see. Let's see. Both ladies are coming into the ring being really good grapplers. And let's see how this turns out. Usually when grappler goes up against grappler, we usually get a standstill. These type of fighters don't usually like to go into a full-on grappling exchange, especially for the excitement of the match and for the sake of their gas tank as well. Grappling is the most strenuous part of fighting, and you do not want to get into a 15-minute grappling match to see whose gas tank is better. Like, you don't want to leave it into the hands of that. You know what I mean? And let's go. Fight is on. Can I get the timer? Can I get the timer? Can I get the timer? All right, I'm about 10 seconds behind, but we good. We good. I'm about 10 seconds behind and we good. Tabitha Ritchie is leading the dance right now. She's walking Fatima Klein down. Tabitha Ritchie definitely looks like the thicker, more athletic fighter of the two. Yeah, but Klein definitely she definitely looks faster. Younger, got the more explosive pop in her strikes and in her legs, theoretically. All right, so far it's been a pretty even match. Fatima Klein is looking like she's gonna try to take this. And as I said, we got two grapplers, two grappling dominant women, and we have seen nothing but a striking match. I don't think either of these women are gonna wanna get into a grappling exchange. Like I said, it'll definitely take a lot out of your tank. And you know, you never know what the judges would even score that type of fighting for that extended period of time, which it could very well turn into a full-on grappling match. So Fatima Klein definitely starting to come forward a lot more than she was. Tabitha Ritchie goes for the judo throw and gets reversed. Tabitha Ritchie has her back. Fatima Klein, Tabitha Ritchie back up. Tabitha Ritchie back up. Fatima Klein goes and gets the takedown once more. Tabitha Ritchie going for a whizzer. Back on her feet. But Fatima Klein gets her right back down. Now, I did not expect Fatima Klein to outmuscle Tabitha Ritchie in these positions. So definitely good to see the evolution of Fatima Klein's strength. I did not expect Fatima Klein to be out muscling Tabitha Ritchie. Like, she has her up against the cage right now, but Tabitha Ritchie just goes ahead and pushes her off. This is what I thought I would see as soon as Fatima Klein got on her, but obviously that's not the case. Fatima Klein throws a really good left hook, a really sneaky left hook. And Tabitha Ritchie's going to have to watch out for that. That right hand is really down. And nice double leg from Fatima Klein. She's transitioning right into the mount. She's almost in the mount. She's at the top of the half guard. She's transitioning into the back. Got one hook in so far. "42 seconds left. Let's see if Tabitha Ritchie could survive for the rest of the round, but she definitely lost this first one. 1-0 Fatima Klein. Fatima Klein looking to go back over and transition to the mount. Landed some nice ground and pound. Probably just going to look to control her for the remainder of this round. And Tabitha Ritchie back to the feet once again, using her strength. Oh, nice exchange. Nice exchange. Tabitha Ritchie caught Fatima Klein's chin right in the end of that round. Nice exchange, but definitely not enough to win her that round. So Fatima Klein going into the second round up 1-0, 100%. And we got more ads and more commercials on the UFC Paramount event. My only issue with my Paramount subscription is that I can't get it without no ads. And I'm pretty sure this will change pretty soon, hopefully. But as of right now, gosh, good gosh. So many ads, but great fights, great deal, great price. I can't even be mad, you know? I can't even be mad. We got a 80% discount for, well, we got a 90% discount basically for, in exchange for ads. So, hey, I'll take it. Yeah, Michael Bisping just said it right. Tabitha Ritchie is just out of range and just cannot find the range. And as soon as she comes in and actually tries to put something together, Fatima Klein goes in double legs her, and Tabitha Ritchie with a takedown of her own, but Fatima Klein is right back up. Great sprawl by Fatima Klein and nice knee off the exchange. Fatima Klein is looking really good out there. And Fatima Klein with another stuffed takedown, another sprawl, and she goes to take Tabitha Ritchie's back once again. Tabitha Ritchie is getting steamrolled in this fight, ladies and gentlemen. She is gonna need to fight with a little bit of urgency. Yo. Yeah, bro, I'm loud. Pull up. All right. All right, so Tabitha Ritchie definitely winning this first half of this run. Nice knee and nice left hook. We spoke about that left hook from Fatima Klein in the first round. Fatima Klein throws a sneaky yet heavy left hook. And she spams it. She throws it a lot. She doesn't land it too often, but my gosh, if Fatima Klein lands one of these left hooks on Tabitha Ritchie, it could be good night. It could be good night, Irene. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Tabitha Ritchie has nothing for Fatima Klein. I thought this would actually be a great fight. Definitely, like I said, two grapplers. That's gonna end up in a pretty good striking match, but Tabitha Ritchie looks tired. Tabitha Ritchie looks gassed in there. I don't know if she has another 7 minutes in her. We could be looking at a finish because Fatima Klein is out there headhunting. And Tabitha Ritchie has nothing. Tabitha Ritchie just tried to lunge in with a jab. It came so slow that she just got countered. Now, Fatima Klein really was expecting her to do that. Oh, she landed a nice combo on her. If Fatima Klein was actually anticipating that movement right there, it could have ended in a finish. Because Tabitha Ritchie is starting to come in very, very telegraphed and very, very slow. And not only is it telegraphed and slow, but the strikes are landing short. They're not even landing on Fatima Klein. Her strikes are landing just out of the face or the target of where Tabitha Ritchie is throwing. Is just kind of wild. She's going to need to change the game plan and try to actually get this fight on the ground in a more dominant position for herself, because she is not having any success standing up versus Fatima Klein. And I do see this fight ending in a finish at some point in the third round for Fatima Klein. Tabitha Ritchie has shown us nothing. Fatima Klein has the sub locked in. That's tight. Saved by the bell. That was tight. Wow, she could have got finished. Wow, she got saved by the bell. All facts, no opinion. What's goody, my guy? You bet on this card? Pull up to the court, man. Court is open. The court is open. We got Discord available.
It's gonna be bad, my nigga.
We got Discord available. X spaces available. If you just joined in the chat, make sure you go smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, and turn on them notification bells to get notified every time we go live. Because we outside, baby. We are outside. And I missed the timer again. All right, we about 30 seconds off. Fatima Klein she's looking to finish Tabitha Ritchie. She's looking to finish her. Fatima Klein made me a fan tonight. Fatima Klein made me a fan tonight. Nice uppercut landed by Fatima. Tabitha Ritchie just has no answer for the math problem in front of her. And another takedown by Fatima Klein, and she is starting to celebrate on her. She is slamming and ragdolling her now. She is feeling herself and she is screaming on top of her. She just stuck her tongue out. She's screaming at the commentators now on the side. She is fired up and it's looking like Tabitha Ritchie is gassed. She's going to look to finish the fight, ladies and gentlemen. She got 3 minutes left. Fatima Klein has one hook locked in. She's getting her back right now. The only thing preventing her from getting the back is the cage. Ritchie worked her way back to the well, she wall walked back to her feet. A win or loss for Tabitha Ritchie. She definitely did do what she needed to do to not get finished. I'll tell you, because Fatima Klein is in there throwing heat, looking for submission. She's looking for the finish. So big shout out to Tabitha Ritchie for surviving this onslaught as long as she has. But she's going to have to go back to the drawing board because this is not the type of performance that I was expecting from Tabitha Ritchie. Make sure y'all tap in to Zuffa 9, Zuffa Boxing 9, Butler versus Berlanga. We got my guy Hitchens on the card. We got my guy Jalil Hackett on the card. Come on. Ritchie is limping and her nose is beginning to leak. She is wearing all the damage of all 3 rounds. Right now, it is visibly showing. Yeah. Ritchie is going to have a long night in the hotel tonight, boys. It's going to be a long night in Oklahoma City. Long night in Oklahoma City, man. Tabitha Ritchie with a takedown. She should have been did this. Should have been did this. Looked like Klein actually might be out of gas at this point. She might have blew her wad. Tabitha Ritchie was on top of Fatima Klein. Fatima Klein scrambled, sprawled, and now she is back on top. Tabitha Ritchie going for a single. Not quite in on it. Taking a lot of shots to the head on the ground. We got 4 seconds remaining in the fight. And it's looking like Fatima Klein is going to run away with the victory at UFC OKC. And I know why you all are here tonight. You are here to see who is the true African king of the UFC. And we got a preview for y'all guys.
Some fights are about championships. Some fights are about revenge. But every once in a while, a fight becomes about legacy. This is one of those fights. It all started when Dricus Du Plessis made one controversial statement, that he was the true African champion because he was the first UFC champion to live, train, and fight out of Africa.
Those belts ever go to Africa? As far as I know, it came to America and New Zealand. I'm going to take a belt to Africa. I'm the African fighter in the UFC.
Try to be a little bit more careful with what you say and how you say it, because that's the thing nowadays is these younger guys and this newer guys that get up here and they just talk. They just, because they want to appeal to the fans, appeal to the people. But try to be more mindful, because 20 years from now, that's not going to age well.
To many, it wasn't just a comment. It was a direct challenge to the African legends who came before him. Kamaru Usman, Israel Adesanya, Francis Ngannou.
How the fuck are you gonna question me, Francis, and Kamaru's blackness, our Africanness?
I'm African, but I ain't no brother of yours, son.
African, but I ain't no brother of yours, son. Yeah, that's crazy.
More Chinese.
Like, I would never get over and say that.
Now, one of those legends is ready to answer. Kamaru Usman, one of the greatest welterweights in UFC history, moves up 15 pounds to take on the former middleweight champion in a fight that means far more than rankings or titles. For Usman, this is a chance to remind the world why he's one of the greatest to ever compete inside the octagon, and to avenge Israel Adesanya's loss. For Du Plessis, it's another opportunity to prove that everything he said was true, and cement himself as the real African king of the UFC.
I'm going to take a belt to Africa. I'm the African fighter in the UFC. Myself and Cameron, we breathe the African air. We wake up in Africa every day. We train in Africa, we're African born, we're African raised. We still reside in Africa, we train out of Africa. That's an African champion, and that's who I'll be.
When the cage door closes, there will be no more talking, no more controversy. Only two warriors, one continent, one legacy, and one question. Who is the real African king of the UFC? The answer will be written inside the octagon.
One thing about me, and right? When they call and they say this guy or that guy or this guy, I don't go, maybe. No, I say yes.
Yeah, we waiting for that main event. We right at the co-main. We right at the co-main. We almost there, y'all. It's gonna be a goodie. I think this fight is gonna be better than a lot of people are anticipating it to be. I really think this fight is gonna be better than a lot of people are anticipating. This style clash up is gonna make for a dogfight. It's gonna make for a dogfight. And I don't know if Kamaru Usman has 5 strong rounds in him. But I am betting Kamaru to win by decision. Now, Kamaru Usman, I don't know. I don't know how he's gonna look. And though I think he's gonna win 3 rounds. Don't get it twisted. But in those 2 rounds that he possibly can lose, I don't know how he's gonna look in those rounds, because it's gonna take a lot. It's gonna take a lot out of his tank at 39 years old, moving up a weight class, to neutralize the aggressiveness of Dricus Du Plessis. Now, yeah, Dricus Du Plessis is highly aggressive, but we have seen him controlled by wrestlers in the past. Now, the question is, can Kamaru, well, not even can, does Kamaru Usman still have it? Does one of the greatest welterweights of all time still have it? We need to know. We need to know. We need to know. Noche UFC coming up. That's gonna be an event right there. That is gonna be an event right there. UFC Noche, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? So UFC Noche, we got Brandon Moreno. We got Brandon Moreno versus Joseph Morales. We got Tim Elliott versus Edgar Chairez. We got Waldo Cortez Acosta coming back versus Curtis Blades. That is a mega fight right there. I love Waldo. I love me some Waldo Cortez Acosta. I ain't even gonna lie. We got the return of Alexa Grasso. We got Kevin Gastelum, man. Every time I see Kevin Gastelum fight, I feel like it could be his last. I really hope Gastelum comes out to play this time, because he is treading in dangerous territories at this point. You cannot play fighting for too long. Eventually, you get hurt. So next week, we got Magomed Ankalaev versus Bogdan Guskov. It sucks because he was actually supposed to fight Khalil Roundtree, which would have been an amazing fight. Both fighters will be coming off of knockout losses to former champion Alex Pereira, and that would have just made for a great matchup. Would have been good to see how both fighters bounce back off of fighting Pereira. Yeah, we gonna twist up another one, chat. But don't get it twisted. Bogdan Guskov is no slouch. He just has not faced the level of competition that Ankalaev has went up against yet. So we never know if the skill set is gonna translate at the top level, you know? I was just chatting with somebody about that not too long ago. At some point, you could be as good as you want to be. If you are not extremely special, at some point, your skill set is going to cap out before the top of the division. And all of those knockouts and all of those flashy tactics that you were coming out with, it stops. And now you got to fight. When you're special, you could get away with it even against the top. And that S word, that special word, it's only reserved for 2%. A very small 2%. That's what I'm saying. Kelvin Gastelum, like, I worry about a lot of these older fighters. You know, the only older fighter I really don't worry about, he's an anomaly, is Yoel Romero. Yoel Romero could fight till he's 70. Yoel Romero could eat clean head kicks for breakfast until he's 70 and still come forward. Yoel Romero is not human. I don't even think we gotta check if Yoel Romero even got a birth certificate at this point. That dude is not, like, you not gonna sit here and tell me Yoel Romero is a human. Like, I know you guys, I don't know. Well, have you guys ever heard the story that I believe it was Yoel Romero pulled his ACL, went to the doctor, and the doctor said he has another one. Like, what do you mean he has another ACL? Like, yo, bro, he had another ACL under his pulled ACL. He's not human. He can't be human. 1,000,000% that guy can't be human. Paramount need to chill out with all of these ads though. Like, it's getting out of hand. It's getting out of hand. I wonder if they're just doing extremely more ads because it's a UFC fight versus like Zuffa boxing. Because I don't remember watching Zuffa boxing and seeing this many ads. This is crazy. This is crazy. They bringing back Kevin Lee. Oh, that was the last time they were in Oklahoma. I'm about to say they bringing back Kevin Lee. They just cut a Kevin Lee promo, but that was the last main event when they were in UFC OKC. Kevin Lee versus Michael Chiesa. That was a really good build up and really good lead up to the fight. I don't know if you guys remember that lead up or that build up to the fight. Kevin Lee said something about Michael Chiesa's mom. And they ended up almost fighting on the stage. Hilarious lead up. Hilarious lead up. Classic though. All right, here we go. Chase Hooper versus Mitch Ramirez. Chase Hooper is the heavy favorite, but like I said, I didn't put Chase Hooper down on my parlay, but I would not bet for Chase Hooper. Chase Hooper is almost the golden piece in people's parlay. Like, he is the type of guy to lose these type of fights where he's heavily favorited in versus a relatively unknown or a new up-and-coming prospect, and Chase Hooper is very, very chinny. He's very, very chinny. He just doesn't have, like, all right, Chase Hooper is 6'1", but he just doesn't have the frame of a bigger guy. 6'1", 74-inch reach. Like, he just doesn't possess the physicality of a man with size, you know? Which you think would be great for him to be at 155 pounds, but there are way more physical guys his size, some a little bit bigger, some a little bit smaller, but Chase Hooper is nowhere near the top of the most physical or the most aggressive 155 pounders. And this is why in the losses that he's taken, he's always been upset in all of his losses. Maybe except outside of one. Who did he fight? I think he fought a veteran. Let's actually pull his joint up. Chase Hooper, shirt off. It had to be a veteran. He got steamrolled. And yep, there goes Steve Garcia. Definitely, I wouldn't say Alexander Hernandez. I mean, everybody loses to Alexander Hernandez, but Chase Hooper's last fight, for example, heavy favorite against Lance Gibson Jr. And I was on the Houston card, I believe, and ended up getting finished by a debuting fighter. That ain't what we were supposed to be doing, Chase Hooper. Now, he did go on a fairly good run, but he did fight older competition. So he did get a win over Clay Guida. He did get a win over Slavaklaus Vyacheslav Borshev, aka Slavaklaus. He did get a win over Clay Guida, Jim Miller, Jordan Levitt. Nick Forbes no longer in the UFC. Alex Caceres no longer in the UFC. He actually took a loss there. Like, he loses the veterans, one. He loses the veterans that's not too old. So if you're like 34, 32, 35, like you're gonna steamroll Chase Hooper if you got some experience. Now, if you're a prospect with explosiveness, this is like Chase Hooper's kryptonite. And Mitch Ramirez is very explosive. I don't know why I didn't even bet this. Because, I mean, I know Chase Hooper's kryptonite is it's the explosive fighters, you know? Now, Mitch Ramirez did get knocked out on Dana White's Contender Series, but guess who he fought? Mitch Ramirez fought Carlos Prates on Dana White's Contender Series, and Mitch Ramirez is coming into this fight on a 2-fight losing streak, which he was knocked out in both of these fights. But he did fight against Thiago Moises and Mike Davis, two overly aggressive and physical fighters who might have done the same to Chase Hooper. I don't see Mitch Ramirez being as much of an underdog as people are putting him out to be. or as the bookies are putting him out to be. I mean, I guess he's got knocked out in 3 of his last 4 fights. I guess that's why you want to say that, but in every other one of his fights, it was a knockout or submission. He has 8 wins, 5 KOs, 2 submissions. He's only went to the decision once. I don't know. Let's see. I used to actually be a hardcore Chase Hooper fan. I don't know if you guys remember that little joke Ben Askren played on Ariel Helwani where he actually thought Chase Hooper was his son for a minute. Classic MMA moment. All right, here we go. Fight has started. Let's get it. Yo, so facts, who you bet? Who you bet on this card? What you bet? And this is scary because Mitch Ramirez is walking Chase Hooper down right now. Chase Hooper going in for a takedown. Chase Hooper got the back of Mitch Ramirez early, 4 minutes to go in the round. And Chase Hooper does have the body lock, although he did slip off of the back. Mitch Ramirez does have a path to get up. Chase Hooper transitioned into the mount. Chase Hooper kept the body triangle the whole time. Chase Hooper's on the back now. Slipped back off again. Mitch Ramirez being really slippery early on. Just slipping out of that position. He doesn't want Chase Hooper resting on his back. Chase Hooper is a great submission artist, and he doesn't usually get the fight to these positions against these overly physical fighters. So this is a really good position for Chase Hooper. This choke is tight. This choke is tight. Mitch is not going to give up. Mitch has to know with a loss tonight, and Mitch is done. And that could very well be the end of his UFC run. I would not be surprised if we see the tweet coming later on tonight, maybe by Monday. Mitch Ramirez may just get released from the UFC. He has now lost 4 out of his last 5. 3 by KO, 1 by submission. That is not a good look. He's going to have to go back to the regional scene and string some wins together in hopes that the UFC talent scouts will invite him back. Great performance by Chase Hooper. I'm sorry I doubted you. Hey, what's up, Kerwin Douglas? How you doing, buddy? Kerwin Douglas, smash that like button. Make sure you partake in a vote on that poll. Let me know if you got Kamaru Usman. Let me know if you got Dricus Du Plessis. But tonight we will crown the real African king in the UFC.
Some fights are about championships. Some fights are about revenge. But every once in a while, a fight becomes about legacy. This is one of those fights. It all started when Dricus Du Plessis made one controversial statement that he was the true African champion because he was the first UFC champion to live, train, and fight out of Africa.
Those belts ever go to Africa? As far as I know, it came to America and New Zealand. I'm going to take a belt to Africa. I'm the African fighter in the UFC.
Got to be a little bit more careful with what you say and how you say it, because that's the thing nowadays is these younger guys and this newer guys that get up here and they just talk. They just, because they want to appeal to the fans, appeal to the people. But try to be more mindful, because 20 years from now, that's not going to age well.
To many, it wasn't just a comment. It was a direct challenge to the African legends who came before him. Kamaru Usman, Israel Adesanya, Francis Ngannou.
How the fuck are you gonna question me, Francis, and Kamaru's blackness, our Africanness?
I'm African, but I ain't no brother of yours, son.
Because I go to China and my parents are in China and I'm raised in China, that doesn't make me more Chinese than people from China.
Now, one of those legends is ready to answer. Kamaru Usman, one of the greatest welterweights in UFC history, moves up 15 pounds to take on the former middleweight champion in a fight that means far more than rankings or titles. For Usman, this is a chance to remind the world why he's one of the greatest to ever compete inside the octagon.
We got the co-main event. Jared Cannonier versus Chris Leroy Duncan
himself as the real African king of the UFC.
I'm going to take a belt to Africa. I'm the African fighter in the UFC. Myself and Cameron, we breathe the African air. We wake up in Africa every day. We train in Africa, we're African born, we're African raised. We still reside in Africa, we train out of Africa. That's an African champion, and that's who I'll be.
When the cage door closes, there will be no more talking, no more controversy. Only two warriors, one continent, one legacy, and one question. Who is the real African king of the UFC? The answer will be written inside the octagon.
One thing about me, and right? When they call and they say this guy or that guy or this guy, I don't go, maybe. No, I say yes.
All right, so Chase Hooper just told everybody to never goon in his post-fight interview. Great way to try to become a star, Chase. Tell people to never goon, right? Some great info. Some great info to share with the people. All right, I ain't put the smoke screen up yet, right? That would be next level if I could put the smoke screen up. I should put the smoke screen up. Yeah, we're gonna twist something. We're gonna put the smoke screen up for y'all. Gonna put the smoke screen up for y'all boys, man. We're gonna twist something up real quick before the co-main event. We're gonna put the smoke screen up for y'all boys, man. Stop playing with them. If I can find the smoke screen, I forgot where I put it. I forgot where I put the smoke screen, chat. We're gonna find it though. There you go. Count the smoke screen, chat. Stop playing with me. All right, I'm gonna have to do it later because I'm gonna fuck up. I'm gonna fuck it up. I really wanted to put the smoke screen, but it is what it is. All right. Well, we got Jared Cannonier coming in versus Chris Leroy Duncan. My pick for this fight is Chris Leroy Duncan. And let's go to BetMGM and try to get the screenshot of my picks for y'all. There it goes right here, actually. No, I've had Diego Pacheco to go to distance. And Andy Cruz to go to distance. So I had Usman by the decision, Duncan by decision, Andy Cruz by decision, Diego Pacheco by decision. It's gonna be a decision ass night. I don't know. I feel it. I feel it. Feel it, chat. I feel it. I can feel it. And tonight I'ma be a good night. I gotta get some play-by-play on this Andy Cruz, man. Andy Cruz fighting a relatively unknown journeyman. I never heard of the guy he fighting, to be honest. But this fight means nothing in the grand scheme of the 135-pound weight class. It means nothing. Because Andy Cruz already said he's moving down. So what does this do for anybody? This is no longer an eliminator, is it? Even if it was an eliminator, like, what are you eliminating for? You ain't going to be here after this fight. You should have never been at 135, bro. That's why you lost to Murtala. We got 2 fights left, y'all. 2 fights left. Let's cook, man. If you just joined in the stream, make sure you smash that like button for your boy. Make sure you smash that like button. It'll help your boy get in the algorithm a little more. It'll help more people get in the chat. We got an open panel, so if anybody want to join up, they can. Feel free to. But this will help me find more of those type of people who wants to pull up and partake in the conversation, you know? We got some good fights going on tonight, but a pretty decent It's been a pretty decent card, especially for the lack of names that's on the card. It's been some really good, really fun scraps. Shout out to Tommy Guns. I love seeing Tommy Guns fight. I know he's not the most defensively sound, and one day it's gonna bite him in the ass, but I'm here until that day comes where it bites him in the ass. And even if it does bite him in the ass, I'm checking in to see him again. I love the fight style and the pace of Tommy Guns. This guy's a different breed. You could tell he wants it. Everybody he's beat so far, Contender Series, UFC, he just wanted it more than the other fighter. And you gotta love that out of a prospect for sure. So we got Chris Leroy Duncan going up against Jared Cannonier. And I keep telling you guys, Jared Cannonier is very durable. He's a very hard fighter to finish. Jared Cannonier is coming down from the heavyweight division all the way down to the middleweight division. He's got knockouts at 265 pounds, 205 pounds, and 185 pounds. So 185, 205, and 265. Jared Cannonier used to be huge. Got in shape, lost a lot of weight, now is able to make 185, and he is still a tank, especially for the guys at 185 that move around closer to that weight class. You know what I mean? This is really part of the reason why it's been really hard for people to finish Jared Cannonier. Now, the one thing about Jared Cannonier is he's 42 years old. So, as we all know, Father Time is undefeated. Father Time ain't lost a match unless your name is Yoel Romero. Unless your name is Yoel Romero, Father Time ain't lose.
It's gonna be bad, my nigga.
Again, if you just joined in the chat, make sure you smash that like button for your boy. Because we outside cooking. This is for y'all. So I'm the type of person, I don't even watch UFC fights with commentary. I might put the main event on sometimes or from time to time with the commentary. More so in boxing, I watch the main event with the commentary. But as far as MMA, I do not watch it with the commentary. Not even because I think I'm going to be swayed. I just like to enjoy the fight without hearing the biasness in my head. Because there's always biasness in the commentary. And I mean, I know at this point, I've watched thousands of fights, so it ain't gonna sway me, but it's almost annoying to hear it, you know? I do thoroughly love it when Joe Rogan is on the broadcast, though. I actually listen to Joe Rogan podcast on the regular, so just hearing him on the commentary is just that much more. All right, here we go. Jared Cannonier, the Killer Gorilla. All right, let's drop another poll in the chat real quick. We got a lot of votes on this one. Let's end this poll. We ended off with 71% Kamaru Usman, 29% Dricus Du Plessis. All right, we got another poll coming up. Who wins? Jared Cannonier or gosh, this guy's name is so long. Christian Leroy Duncan. Let's call him CLD. Christian Leroy Duncan. Good Lord. Cannonier or CLD. Here we go. New poll up in the chat. Make sure you go check out that poll. Check out that poll. Check out that poll. I want to know what you guys think. Who is going to win? All right, so both fighters are in the ring. We got Chris Leroy Duncan. Bro, oh man, I'm about to say, I didn't even think he was about to say his name. That would have been bad. He said, we got CLD, and then he said Chris Leroy Duncan. This guy is nothing like Bruce Buffer, bro. Nothing like Bruce Buffer. So Chris Leroy Duncan coming in on, I believe, a 4 or 5 fight win streak. His last loss was to Gregory Rodriguez by unanimous decision. On the other hand, we got Jared Cannonier, who is coming in on a 1-3 in his last 4, and he got finished by Nasruddin Imavov. I do think Chris Leroy Duncan is a way better striker than Nasruddin Imavov, but again, Jared Cannonier is very hard to finish. And we got 3 rounds as well. Remember, Jared Cannonier did get finished in the 4th round. And against Gregory Rodriguez, who Jared Cannonier has a knockout win over, who actually has a win over Chris Leroy Duncan, which shows you MMA math does not work, ladies and gentlemen. So Cannonier controlling CLD up against the cage. And Chris Leroy Duncan is he's getting controlled on the gate. He's doing his thing, striking. You can tell he's looking to be really active. He's looking for that big punch. But Cannonier's crafty veteran-like demeanor is getting him through this first round. Cannonier's been winning this first 2 minutes of this first round. We'll get the time up on the next round up here. And I forgot, we still got a little Jadoinski. Cannonier going for a takedown. Chris Leroy Duncan with a sprawl, and now Chris Leroy Duncan has Cannonier against the gate. Oh, Chris Leroy Duncan with a nice elbow above the top on Cannonier. And Cannonier is trying to make this a dirty fight, and he is not trying to give Chris Leroy Duncan any space for him to do what he normally does to people, which he had already tried a really explosive jumping knee to the head. Didn't quite land. Spinning back elbow didn't quite land as well for Chris Leroy Duncan. And this is what Cannonier wants to do. Cannonier does not want to give Chris Leroy Duncan the space to get these techniques off. As long as he doesn't have the space and the comfortability and the confidence to get these off without Cannonier closing the distance and grabbing him, he's going to really neutralize a huge part of what makes Chris Leroy Duncan so good. And Chris Leroy Duncan goes for the takedown of his own. Chris Leroy Duncan on the back of Jared Cannonier. Chris Leroy Duncan with a nice elbow. The second nice elbow of the fight. I like how Chris Leroy Duncan had Jared Cannonier's back, the back of his head completely open, and chose not to strike. Cyril Gane could definitely learn a thing or two from watching Chris Leroy Duncan. Oh, Cannonier is getting starched right now. Cannonier is getting starched right now. Is he going to make it out of this round? Is he going to make it out of this round? Chris Leroy Duncan started to open up on Jared Cannonier, and the end of the fight was nearly here. The end of the fight was nearly here, ladies and gentlemen. Up until Chris Leroy Duncan threw a spinning back elbow and fell on the floor. And now Jared Cannonier is on Leroy Duncan's back, and we are at the end of the first round. And like I said, I mean, yeah, Chris Leroy Duncan got a little flurry off on Cannonier, but as we just saw, this guy Cannonier is very, very hard to finish. It's going to take a lot more than a flurry to finish Cannonier, but great round from Chris Leroy Duncan so far. Chris Leroy Duncan is really trying to make a mark in this division. I think Chris Leroy Duncan should petition for a rematch with Gregory Rodriguez, or I could even see a really good matchup between Chris Leroy Duncan and Michael Venom Page. That's my guy right there. How about we do Chris Leroy Duncan versus Michael Venom Page at the O2 Arena? That's a barn burner. All right, second round. Let's get it, y'all. So Leroy Duncan starting off with some spinning techniques. A nice straight left by Leroy Duncan lands on Cannonier. Chris Leroy Duncan almost landed an illegal knee to Cannonier's head as he was on the ground. Wow. It didn't quite land, and I mean, Cannonier is still in the fight. He's going for a takedown now, so probably not really as affected by that strike. It was really close to being illegal, though. And guess what referee we have in the ring?
It's gonna be bad, my nigga.
The one, the only Herb Dean. Come on. And we're watching a replay of this right now. Yeah, it didn't land on him at all. It glanced like his hair, really. Didn't really land on him at all. But we got Cannonier still shooting him for a takedown. The beginning of the second round looking a lot like the beginning of the first round, with Cannonier doing a lot of pressing Chris Leroy Duncan up against the fence. And again, this is what Cannonier needs to win the fight. As long as Cannonier can stay on the inside and prevent Chris Leroy Duncan from getting the distance like he's getting right now and giving him time to set up his attacks and his techniques, he will be neutralized. Nice inside elbows. Well, I'm not going to say he will be 100% neutralized, but a large asset of Chris Leroy Duncan, which is his explosiveness, will be neutralized. And Leroy Duncan rocked Cannonier, and Cannonier rocked Leroy Duncan right back. Made Leroy Duncan think twice about coming forward. And Cannonier starting to land some of his own. And Leroy Duncan landed a nasty spinning elbow, and Cannonier calls him on. Chris Leroy Duncan goes for a judo throw. Cannonier pretty much stops it. This is a grueling fight, and Cannonier is starting to grow a hematoma right on the left eyebrow. And that might have came from one of those spinning back elbows, and that hematoma is getting pretty big. I'll be curious to see how that looks after this round is over. And Cannonier landing some really hard elbows of his own. This is a much more competitive round than the first round. I might have Leroy Duncan up by just a bit in this round, but this round has been much more competitive than the first round for sure. Cannonier has had a much better round in the first round, but I am not sure if it, and Cannonier with a takedown, but I'm not sure if it's enough to win the round. We'll see. We'll see. He's got a minute to work. He's going to need to do something on the ground to make this countdown matter. Under the new scoring system, you need to accumulate damage and not just get the takedown for the takedowns to matter as it used to in the old days of the UFC. Keep that in mind. It's gonna be bad. All right, CLD working his way back up to his feet. Got Cannonier in a bad position. Cannonier grabbing the fence. Herb Dean jumping in. We didn't know what was going on there for a second. And the end of the round. Definitely a much more competitive round. We could very well be going into the third 1-1. Definitely got CLD winning that first round. The second round could go either way, but based on how the judging has been tonight, and we heard that 30-27 and that back and forth war, nah, there's no way. There's no way. But we might be going into, it could be 2-0. It could be 2-0 Chris Leroy Duncan, or it could be 1-1 going into the third. It's definitely not 2-0 Jared Cannonier. So Jared Cannonier 1,000,000% needs to win this round to stay competitive in this fight and have a chance to secure a W. Leroy Duncan with some sidekicks to start off the third round. Let's get this time up. Let's get this time up. Leroy Duncan landing some really stiff straights. Leroy Duncan also throwing some really hard oblique kicks. But Cannonier seems to just walk right through all of these like a Terminator. I told you guys, Cannonier is a very durable fighter, and he is very hard to finish. A lot of guys, after they fight Jared Cannonier, when they describe how he feels, they literally say Jared Cannonier feels like a rock when you touch him. Three minutes, 52 seconds remaining. Chris Leroy Duncan seems to be controlling this round so far, but we got Jared Cannonier with the takedown. Jared Cannonier with the takedown. He's trying to get back position. He lost Chris Leroy Duncan in the midst of trying to get the back and a scramble. Yeah, Jared Cannonier might need a finish, but I mean, it's all depending on how the refs are looking at that second round. I could see a scenario where Jared Cannonier did win that second round. The second round was really close, a lot more competitive than that first. But that first round, there's no way any ref anywhere could give that first round to Jared Cannonier. So worst case scenario, we're going into this third with this being the round to choose the fight. With 2 minutes and 30 seconds remaining, whoever puts their foot on the gas could very well be the winner of this fight. And Jared Cannonier is controlling Chris Leroy Duncan on the cage, as we saw in the beginning of the first and the second. And then towards the end, Chris Leroy Duncan starts to come on. So let's see if we see some more of that going into the end, because Chris Leroy Duncan is going to need to do something, because if we are going into this third 1-1, Chris Leroy Duncan could very well lose this fight, because he's losing this round right now. I don't know if he's taking the round off or what, but Chris Leroy Duncan is losing this round. Jared Cannonier is still pressing him up against the cage. He has his back right now, 1 minute and 30 seconds. And Chris Leroy, I don't even know if Leroy Duncan has landed a strike in this round. Oh, Leroy Duncan went for a spinning back kick that just missed Jared Cannonier. Leroy Duncan looking for the finish. Leroy Duncan goes for another spinning elbow. Leroy Duncan is such a dynamic striker. If you are new to the channel, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe. And most importantly, if you do all of that, make sure you hit that notification bell and get notified every time your boy uploads some content. And pinned in the chat, I have the Discord live stream chat. If anybody wants to join, we have an open panel. Just don't join the chat on no nonsense, because we out here talking MMA and we enjoying some really good fights tonight. And we are going into the judges' scorecards. Chris Leroy Duncan is more than likely gonna come away with this win. I would be shocked if he doesn't, but we've seen crazier things happen in the sport of MMA. We have seen crazier things happen in the sport of MMA. So let me know who you guys got. Who do you guys got? Everybody picked Jared Cannonier. Well, we had 2 votes. Both picked Jared Cannonier. Let's end the poll now. And let's see who the winner is. Let's see who the winner is. And remember, we got 71% of the chat is going with Kamaru Usman over Dricus Du Plessis. And I also did choose Kamaru Usman by decision over Dricus Du Plessis. And I did choose Chris Leroy Duncan by decision over Jared Cannonier. Told you that guy's hard to finish, and I was not going to bet on Leroy Duncan getting the finish over Mr. Durable himself. It just couldn't happen, you know? Andy Cruz got a knockout? Chris Leroy Duncan with the win, ladies and gentlemen. Chris Leroy Duncan with the win. 29-28, 29-28, 30-27. Well, 2 30-27s and 1 29-28. So stand up guys, CLD showing a lot of respect to Jared Cannonier. Definitely big shout out to Chris Leroy Duncan for getting the win. I would love to see Leroy Duncan in there with Venom Page. I would love to see if he calls anybody out or if DC asks him if he wants to fight anybody. Let's hear a call out. These company men, they need to stop. You need to stop saying whoever the UFC gives me. Stop letting these guys be in control of your career. Wow. So he just said, whoever they put me in front of, I'm ready to do it. I never turn down a fight. These guys, when they get into the ring, they're in front of a huge, huge paramount audience. When you're in front of this type of audience and you're put on a spot after such a good performance, you have to make your own call out. You have to mold your own career. You have to stop putting your career. You have to stop putting your career in the hands of these matchmakers. These matchmakers don't know what you want. These matchmakers don't know what it's gonna take for you yourself to get to the top. They might know how to market you. They might know how to put you in big fights, but you know what you could contain at what point. You know the test that you need to get through in order to show people that you don't have deficiencies and you are ready for a title shot. You can't keep putting your career in the hands of Hunter Campbell and Sean Shelby. You know, I love Hunter Campbell. I love Sean Shelby, but the matchmakers, they stop putting your career in the hands of the matchmakers. Leroy Duncan should have 100% said, I want Michael Venom Page in the O2 Arena, pull up so I can knock you out. You telling me that don't put butts in seats? You telling me the UFC can't make a commercial off of that? And they can't market that? Come on, man. You gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me. I just said, yo, I really hope he don't say, just give me anybody, whoever you want to put. No, that's not what you do, Leroy Duncan. All right, we getting ready for the main event of the evening. Let's go. It's main event time, guys. It's main event time, guys. Yes, sir. It's time to get it in. Who is the real African king of the UFC?
It's gonna be bad, my nigga.
Let's get it. It's time to cook up. I'm so hyped for this fight. I really think this fight is gonna be really, Good. Yo, if my whole bet gets fucking fucked by Andy Cruz, I'm never betting on Andy Cruz ever again. Ever again in my life. I'm never betting on Andy Cruz again. Motherfucker is weird, bro. Never betting on that guy. Andy Cruz just blew my whole bet, bro. My whole UFC shit was looking good. Should have just bet the UFC shit and not been greedy, because shit is about to fucking hit, bro. Should have just bet the UFC shit. McMillan, Duncan by decision, Kamaru Usman. But no, I want to add motherfucking Andy Cruz and Diego Pacheco, right? Fucking A, bro. I watch Usman win by decision. I'm going to be so mad. I'm going to be so mad, bro. I'm going to be really mad. Yo, just call me HC Wef. What up, HC Wef? Why go on, my youth? Why I do? Yo, we finna start this this main event. Before the main event start, we're gonna run this this promo I made one more time. Let's get it.
Some fights are about championships. Some fights are about revenge. But every once in a while, a fight becomes about legacy. This is one of those fights. It all started when Dricus Du Plessis made one controversial statement, that he was the true African champion because he was the first UFC champion to live, train, and fight out of Africa.
Those belts ever go to Africa? As far as I know, it came to America and New Zealand. I'm going to take a belt to Africa. I'm the African fighter in the UFC.
Got to be a little bit more careful with what you say and how you say it, because you know, that's the thing nowadays is these younger guys and this newer guys that get up here and they just talk. They just, you know, because they want to appeal to the fans, appeal to the people. But try to be more mindful, because 20 years from now, that's not going to age well.
To many, it wasn't just a comment. It was a direct challenge to the African legends who came before him. Kamaru Usman, Israel Adesanya, Francis Ngannou.
How the fuck are you gonna question me, Francis, and Kamaru's blackness, our Africanness?
I'm African, but I ain't no brother of yours, son.
Because I go to China and my parents are in China and I'm raised in China, that doesn't make me more Chinese than the people from China.
Now, one of those legends is ready to answer. Kamaru Usman, one of the greatest welterweights in UFC history, moves up 15 pounds to take on the former middleweight champion in a fight that means far more than rankings or titles. For Usman, this is a chance to remind the world why he's one of the greatest to ever compete inside the octagon, and to avenge Israel Adesanya's loss. For Du Plessis, it's another opportunity to prove that everything he said was true, and cement himself as the real African king of the UFC.
I'm going to take a belt to Africa. I'm the African fighter in the UFC. Myself and Cameron, we breathe the African air. We wake up in Africa every day. We train in Africa, we're African born, we're African raised. We still reside in Africa, we train out of Africa. That's an African champion, and that's who I'll be.
When the cage door closes, there will be no more talking, no more controversy. Only two warriors, one continent, one legacy, and one question. Who is the real African king of the UFC? The answer will be written inside the octagon.
One thing about me, and you know, right? When they call and they say this guy or that guy or this guy, I don't go, maybe. No, I say yes.
Oh, this is gonna be a fight, y'all. This is gonna be a fight. Let's get it. Let's get it. All right, let's put another poll up once more. We'll put another poll, ask one last question to the audience for tonight. Does this fight end in a decision? Decision or KO? Let me know what y'all think below. Decision or KO? All right, so Kamaru Usman is making his way to the ring right now, and as always, Kamaru Usman playing some Afro beats. Kamaru Usman comes out in style, as always. And as we all know, Kamaru Usman's trainer and coach, who is Trevor Whitman, is the same trainer and coach of the newly crowned lightweight champion Justin Gaethje, who just got a crazy upset win over the phenom Ilia Topuria. And Dricus Du Plessis is making his way to the ring now. It's crazy because Du Plessis, he's not bad. He's a great fighter, former champion. I think he'll be one of those fighters that just ends up running into the wrestler. So going into that fight with Hamza Chimaev, nobody knew that Dricus Du Plessis had as many deficiencies in his wrestling game. Nobody knew that Dricus Du Plessis would be neutralized and have no answer for anything if he gets put on his back. Bro, you got Du Plessis, you got Du Plessis. We'll see if he gets it done. We will see if he gets it done. So Du Plessis is outside the cage right now, just getting checked on by the officials. He will be in the octagon in just a moment. Unfortunately, we don't have Bruce Buffer, so I think it'll go to decision. Nice, nice, nice. Let's get some more votes. Let's get some more votes in there. Yeah, no, I said Joe Rogan. So Daniel Cormier, or you said you think it's going to decision? It could very well go to decision. Like, I ain't even gonna lie, I bet it to go to decision. So could very, very well go to a decision. See if we can get any last minute picks in real quick. Let's see. Both have been going to decision for their last fights, which have been 5 rounds. Good point. Really, really good point there. All right, so we got Du Plessis coming in at 39 years old. He's only 1 inch shorter than Du Plessis, but it doesn't look like it. He looks multiple inches shorter than Du Plessis. Like multiple inches. I can't believe Andy Cruz got a knockout, bro. Andy fucking Cruz, y'all. All right, we got another one out. Kamaru Usman by decision. Diego Pacheco by decision. Should we have stayed away from the Pacheco? Are you ready? I'm ready. I'm ready. Let's go, fight fans. Let's go, fight fans. I think Kamaru gonna take this, y'all. I think Kamaru gonna take this, y'all. Let's go. We locked in. We are locked in, y'all. All right, DDP getting announced right now. Gotta watch the first couple minutes and feel them out. Yeah, you got any bets out there, bro? Let's make sure we get the time up. Let's make sure we get the time up. This is the main event, y'all. All right, here we go. Let me make sure I'm live. All right, I'm live. Sometimes I'm looking at my Paramount Plus and then the red live button isn't live and I'm like seconds behind what's going on, but we here right now. Let's get it. Let's get it. Here we go. Fight has started. This is 5 rounds. This is a main event, baby. Dricus Du Plessis with a nice stiff jab to start off. Really nice stiff jab. He definitely has a really awkward style, but it works for him. I'll be curious to see how soon it takes for Kamaru to dive in on a takedown. I think Kamaru is definitely gonna jump into the takedown, and I already see early on Du Plessis throwing the leg kicks at Kamaru Usman's battered legs. So we have yet to see somebody actually neutralize Kamaru Usman when everybody already knows that he does have compromised knees. Kamaru Usman's knees are so bad that he has to walk down stairs backwards because it relieves the tension off his knees. And Kamaru Usman did eat another shot from Dricus Du Plessis. But Kamaru Usman is starting to march forward, starting to lead the dance a little more, starting to feel a little bit more comfortable. Kamaru Usman is notoriously a slow starter. I'm curious to see how soon Kamaru Usman uses his wrestling. Now, will he let these rounds just eat away and not use his wrestling? Because Dricus Du Plessis is landing shots. The boxing is looking really sharp on Du Plessis, and he is landing shots. Oh, Kamaru's wobbled. Kamaru's wobbled. Kamaru has to wrestle. Kamaru has to wrestle. Kamaru's gonna end up getting knocked out, chat. The way this fight is going, this fight cannot continue to go this way. This fight cannot continue to go this way. Because that right hand is landing on Kamaru Usman all the way from the beginning to right now. That thing is landing. And great thing that we don't have Herb Dean reffing, but I don't know who this ref is that they have in the ring right now. But it's not Herb Dean, so it might be good. And Kamaru Usman goes in for a takedown, gets stuffed, then fully commit to it. Usman has to mix that in. If he's going to sit there and strike with him, he's going to have to mix that in, and it's going to open up the striking. Same way, just think of perfect example of that is how Khabib Nurmagomedov was able to drop Conor McGregor on the feet because the threat of the takedown was there tremendously. Khabib threw a couple feints, feinted him for takedowns specifically, and came above with a right hand from Dagestan that, you know, put McGregor on his butt. Kamaru Usman is going to have to do a little bit of the same thing, because if he goes for a takedown, it's almost telegraphed. He's not as explosive as he once was as a younger fighter. Kamaru Usman is getting picked apart. Kamaru Usman 100% lost his first round. Kamaru is getting picked apart, chat. (1-0) for Dricus Du Plessis. I did not anticipate for Dricus Du Plessis to come in and have this much of a striking advantage over Kamaru Usman, the former welterweight champion. So based on hearing what Trevor Whitman in the corner of Kamaru Usman just said, it seems like they're waiting on Dricus Du Plessis to gas before they implement their wrestling. So maybe Kamaru Usman may be banking on winning 3, 4, and 5. Championship mentality. But if he's going to do anything, he's going to have to turn it up now, because the last thing you want to do in a 5-round fight is be down 2 rounds to none. Dricus Du Plessis is throwing these head kicks, and they are just missing its point. Kamaru Usman is blocking it, taking a lot of the velocity off. Oh, Dricus Du Plessis rock Kamaru Usman with a knee. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Kamaru Usman is about to be finished. Oh my goodness, what a knee. Kamaru has to get this fight to the ground. Whoa. This is a dog fight, and Kamaru Usman is on the receiving end of it. Dricus Du Plessis is always, I said always. Dricus Du Plessis has been spamming these head kicks from the first round, from the very beginning of the first round. And Kamaru Usman is going in for a takedown and ate another knee on the way in for the takedown. Got Dricus down for a split second, and Dricus popped right back up. I did not anticipate Dricus Du Plessis to be outpointing Kamaru Usman on the feet as bad as he is doing. Now, if we look the signature strikes of both fighters, let's take a look at them. Now, if we take a look at the signature strikes and the stats of the fight, they're fairly close, but that is not how this fight is looking at all whatsoever. Kamaru Usman is really getting beat on right now. We got 2 minutes and 14 seconds remaining in the second round. Kamaru Usman's having a better round than the first round, but oh, Kamaru Usman just got rocked. And he said he got poked in the eye. And Kamaru said that he got poked in the eye. We're back to action, and Kamaru is getting rocked again. They are trading, though. Kamaru landed one big of his own. Usman is fighting. He's not giving up, but this is sad to see. This is sad to see. It's looking like Kamaru Usman is not going to make it 5 rounds. 5 rounds of this, I don't know. Unless Kamaru could land something big, he's not even trying to wrestle him. He's not even trying to wrestle him. Oh, Dricus with another knee. Kamaru landed a nice left hook. Dricus with a head kick. Kamaru did not block that one. Dricus is throwing that same head kick that Leon Edwards knocked out Kamaru Usman with. And Kamaru Usman is getting hurt over and over and over. We got 20 seconds left in this round. Kamaru Usman's gonna make it to the end of this one. Let's see if he can make it past this third, because it is getting worse and worse every round. Usman is leaking. I can't tell where the blood is coming from. It might be like from the top of his eyebrow. But his left eye is almost closed. I hope they do run a replay back, because that eye poke, it actually really did look like the thumb went in Kamaru Usman's eye at the end of that punch of Dricus Du Plessis. And as you can see, his eye right now in the corner is super, super close. All right, we're gonna see a replay of it. Oh, they're gonna show us a replay of the knee. Oh my gosh. So you guys know how Kamaru Usman likes to dip down into the leg and throw jabs at people's legs, or even feint down, but he's always dipping his head inside. Well, Dricus Du Plessis times it perfectly and lands a knee to the noggin of Kamaru Usman. This is a crazy fight, and this is a crazy pace that Dricus Du Plessis is putting on Kamaru Usman. Now, in the middle of that first and second round, Trevor Whitman was telling Kamaru Usman that Dricus Du Plessis was going to gas soon, but it does not look like Dricus Du Plessis is nowhere near gassing, and he has been throwing the same type of steam he was in the first round. It's like Kamaru is just there to be landed on. Straights are landing, jabs are landing, hooks are landing, overhand rights are landing, knees are landing, head kicks are landing. Kamaru Usman has to change the game plan, and at this point, it's the third round. He must start wrestling if he wants to win this fight. If he loses this round, that is the end. He's going to need to get a knockout win. And by the way this fight's been going so far, I don't know if I see a knockout coming for Kamaru Usman. It's just really hard to see him knocking Du Plessis out at this point. But hey, we've seen crazier things happen in MMA. And he is one of the greatest welterweights of all time. So we can't go ahead and just count Kamaru Usman all the way out just yet. Oh, Dricus Du Plessis is throwing a question mark kick over and over and over, and that thing is beautiful, and it is a landing on Kamaru Usman. Who taught Dricus Du Plessis how to question mark kick? This is crazy. All right, 2 minutes and 40 seconds remaining in the round. Ooh, Kamaru Usman winning for a feint, as we was talking about in that first round. Remember the Khabib analogy I gave you guys? So Kamaru Usman just winning for a takedown feint and came up and just missed a really devastating left hook. But the more Kamaru Usman does that feint where he dips his head inside, Dricus Du Plessis is still looking to land some of them knees. So Kamaru Usman really needs to be careful how he dips his head in there. And Dricus Du Plessis sprawls on Kamaru Usman's takedown attempt. This is a way better round for Kamaru Usman. Way better round for Kamaru Usman. I don't want to give a pity round, but I mean, I'll give Kamaru Usman a third at this point. We got 123 left. I would give Kamaru Usman his third so far. But it's a very close round nonetheless. It's definitely a very, very close round. So Bankrupt, what you think after those first few minutes? You have to watch it and feel it out. Well, how do you think this fight's going to play out? Kamaru Usman finally decides to wrestle. He gets a takedown, and Dricus Du Plessis is right back to his feet once again. Every time Dricus Du Plessis has gotten taken down, he's exploded right back to his feet. And that is something I feared for in the lead up or in my prediction to this fight. I knew Kamaru Usman would be able to get Dricus down, but I questioned if he would actually be able to hold him down as Khamzat Chimaev did. Five seconds to go in this round. Our clock is a little bit off. We'll get it right next round. And we will be heading to the fourth round. Let's get it, y'all.
It's gonna be bad, my nigga.
How many votes we got? How many votes we got? So we got 7 votes. 71% got it, ending in KO. And we got 10 minutes left for that KO to happen. And it very well could happen. At this point, it very well could happen going either way. I got it two rounds to 1. 2 rounds to 1, Kamaru Usman. 2 rounds to 1, Dricus Du Plessis over Kamaru Usman right now. I'll give Kamaru Usman that third round. I definitely give Dricus Du Plessis that first and second. Dricus Du Plessis is showing signs of slowing down at this point. Maybe Coach Trevor Whitman did have something to his plan that he was giving Kamaru Usman between the first and second round. But still, you gotta implement your game plan when you're in the ring, and you gotta take over and capitalize on these situations, because we haven't seen Kamaru Usman change his game plan or change his approach from the first round at all. He hasn't made any adjustments, maybe not adjustments that I'm noticing on my first watch, but I definitely don't see Kamaru Usman making any adjustments to change the tide into his favor. He has thrown in a lot more feints. That is one adjustment. But at the same time, every time he feints in like that, I'm quenching, you know, I'm nervous. Like, we seen how Kamaru Usman already ate some knockout. It would have knocked out any lesser opponent with these knees that Dricus Du Plessis has been throwing at Kamaru Usman. And these knees are definitely going to end up on a highlight reel somewhere. These knees, whoa. Yeah, I'm making a nice highlight of these knees. This was crazy, chat. Kamaru Usman just ate a high kick. Oh my gosh. That guy got a chin. That guy got a chin. Yeah, Kamaru Usman's wobbly right now. I think the high kick's gonna end up landing. I think it's gonna end up landing. So Usman is getting these leg kicks thrown at him, and he's like looking at the ref like as like Dricus is doing something illegal or something. I don't get it. Usman need to get his head in the fight. This is the 4th round. We are in the championship rounds. Usman needs to get his head into the fight because DDP is running away with this, and it's looking like DDP is aiming to get this head kick question mark knockout. Everything DDP throws is landing though. Every single thing he throws is landing. Jabs is landing. Straights is landing. Hooks is landing. Knees is landing. Question mark kicks is landing. Leg kicks are landing. Everything DDP throws is landing. Kamaru's biting down on his mouthpiece right now and definitely trying to score a big shot. I can see it. And I respect Kamaru because it looks like Kamaru's going to go out on his shield. Kamaru is not going to sit down and quit. Kamaru's going to go out on his shield. I like it. He's still plowing forward. He's biting down on that mouthpiece. And he's trying to land a big overhand right. But Dricus Du Plessis is just beating him to the punch. That's the big thing to this fight right here. Dricus Du Plessis is beating Kamaru Usman to every strike by milliseconds because he's catching Kamaru Usman in the middle of striking with a quick straight jab or a quick straight. Oh, Kamaru Usman with his own straight. Lands his best punch of the fight. That was the best strike that Kamaru Usman landed all fight. And I could see he got a little bit of confidence. He got a little bit of confidence. Who is the true African king in the UFC? So Coach Trevor Whitman in the corner of Kamaru Usman. He said Dricus Du Plessis is keeping his hands low when he's in the southpaw stance, and he's calling for Kamaru Usman to throw a right high kick, a right head kick, or an overhand right for the kill shot. As he said, he called it a kill shot. I would never call it a kill shot, but you know, everything I throw is a kill shot.
It's gonna be bad, my nigga.
No, but 5th round, we are here. We are here. Let's get it, y'all. This is crazy, y'all. This is just crazy. Dricus Du Plessis is running away with the win over Kamaru Usman. And if anybody wants to join the panel, I got an open panel. Anybody could join. I'm trying to build a really solid MMA community. You know, where give us a place where we could actually chat off of YouTube. If anybody wants to, you know, even chop it up with me off of stream or off of the videos, feel free to join my Discord community. Discord community is pinned in the comments section on the YouTube page, of course. Yeah, I'm looking forward to meet a lot of you MMA fans. I need a lot more MMA fans to join the community, as I would love to build a great place, a safe space for MMA fans, boxing fans, combat sport fans, and gamers to come together as one, you know? That's exactly what I'm saying, bro. Why isn't he wrestling? Why isn't he wrestling? And this ref is terrible. Who is this ref, bro? Who is this ref? Yeah, I don't know, man, why this guy is not wrestling, but it's mind-boggling. I feel like he should have been wrestling from the opening round. That would have been the thing that got Dricus Du Plessis tired, unless... Oh, Kamaru Usman ate a head kick. Kamaru Usman is on... Oh, he keeps looking at the ref. He keeps looking at the ref. The ref ain't gonna save you, Usman. The ref ain't gonna save you, Usman. Why does Usman keep looking at the ref? Oh, Kamaru Usman threw a high kick of his own. And Kamaru is definitely trying to land something big. Kamaru sprawl. Kamaru with a nice knee to the body. Kamaru looks like he had a second win with the last 2 minutes of this round. Kamaru's definitely I wouldn't say he's winning this round. He wouldn't say, but he's having a better round than he had in the previous rounds. And Kamaru Usman trying to chase down a finish in this final minute. Oh, Kamaru lands a big shot on Dricus. Hold on. Hold on. Usman has to put his foot on the gas. We got 40 seconds remaining in this fight. My time is off a little bit. Usman landed a big shot on Du Plessis. 23 seconds remaining. Time is running out. Usman, we need some bombs. We need some bombs, Usman. Usman with a nice left hook. Dricus is just running. Oh, Usman! 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 Oh, man! Usman came on in the last seconds of the round. Oh my gosh. Oh man, too little, too late. But Usman came on right in the end of that round. That was an insane flurry. If Usman would have been able to get that off, that would have been insane. Great fight. Great show. Great event. Great night of fights. This was crazy. This was crazy. Kamaru Usman just got dog walked in. We might, I don't wanna put that bad juju out there, but we might have just seen the last of Kamaru Usman. I think this is I mean, I ain't gonna say this is a good fight for him to go out on or retire on, but I don't want to see Kamaru get back in there with the top and end up getting hurt. You know, we already know his legs are compromised. I don't want to see Kamaru get in there and get hurt, man. So I'm curious to see what this post-fight press conference is going to look like. So it looked like Kamaru is disputing the scores. It looks like Kamaru felt like he won. It looked like Kamaru felt like he won. It's so odd to see that it was just so weird. And Dricus Du Plessis just bowed to Kamaru Usman. What the hell was that? He didn't even acknowledge that he bowed. Like, what the hell was that? So Dricus Du Plessis is showing respect to Kamaru Usman for not wrestling him all 5 rounds and going in there and standing and banging with him. Which shows me Dricus probably still, he was probably worried about dealing with that wrestling that Kamaru Usman just chose not to do. It's just so weird that Kamaru Usman would not choose to use his wrestling against Dricus Du Plessis, where we seen in his loss, he got dominated for 5 rounds to a dominant wrestler. Like, there's no reason for you not to even press the fact. Yeah, you might not get it the first time. Yeah, you didn't get it the second time, but you're a wrestler by trade. You got to get in there and mix it up. You got to get in there and mix it up. You wrestle better than you box. You wrestle better than you strike. You've got compromised legs. You got to get in there and mix it up. Kamaru Usman made a fatal error by choosing to strike for 96% of the fight. I really wish that we would have seen Kamaru Usman choose to use his wrestling much earlier in the fight. We got my guy. I can't even say that name. Wikariata. Why isn't he wrestling? See, Triple C Sports was goody, my guy. Why he wait to the end to start fighting? That's what I'm saying. He waited to the very end. I was in here losing my mind. Like, yo, Usman about to get the knockout. That was insane. That was insane. But I do not know why this guy chose not to wrestle one, and then he waited to the end of the fight to start fighting. It was also odd that when Trevor Whitman told Kamaru Usman that he needed a knockout, Kamaru Usman looked at him like, really? I need a knockout? Like, he didn't believe it, or he was surprised. And what also was weird was Kamaru Usman kept looking at the ref after getting head kicked. It was so weird. It was like he would look at the ref like the ref was doing something wrong, or like Dricus was doing something illegal. It was weird. So he was complaining about the 50-45. I guess he wasn't complaining about the decision. It was more so the 50-45. All facts. You said you bet on this car. Who'd you bet, bro? Who'd you bet, bro? Who'd you bet, bro? I'm hoping Kamaru doesn't retire. I'm hoping he does, but I'm hoping he doesn't. But it's looking like he's going to go back to the drawing board. Yeah, so it's looking like Kamaru's going to go back to the drawing board, go back to the gym, and have at it again. I honestly wouldn't want to see. I mean, I always want to see a Kamaru Usman fight, but I mean, I honestly wouldn't want to see him get in there again and, you know, get hurt by these up and coming demons. Because at this point in Kamaru Usman's career, he's not gonna be placed and matchmaked up against fighters that's going to put him in the title contention. He is going to become a gatekeeper of either the 170 pound or the 185 pound division. He is going to be that fighter who the company chooses to matchmake up and coming stars, up and coming prospects who's really high and who they believe they could build a name off of. And this is who Kamaru Usman is going to have to fight. Like, I could see a Kamaru Usman fighting a Prates next. And a fight like that won't end well. It won't end well. at some point, I know Kamaru Usman does want to win a title in another division, but at some point, the run is done. With all due respect, because I love Kamaru Usman as a fighter, I would love to get Kamaru Usman on the channel to have an interview with me. But at some point, we got to think about our health. At some point, we got to make that smart decision for our family. Because the way this can end is Kamaru Usman took a lot of damage tonight. He took a lot of big shots tonight. And in my opinion, I don't know what Kamaru Usman was thinking when he was getting kicked in the head and then looking at the referee. But if I was the referee, I would have at least paused the fight. Like, yo, are you good? Why are you looking at me? You're in a fight. You're getting kicked in the head. Like, I might have stopped the fight. I don't know. I might have stopped the fight. Multiple times, Kamaru Usman just kept giving the referee a real weird look after getting punched in the face and after getting kicked in the face. It was just... I seen that actually. What's his name? It was a Chael Sonnen versus the guy that likes to put people in submissions for too long. What's this guy's name? We're gonna find it. Watch. So Chael Sonnen. Let's pull up Showdown. It's gonna be. He has a long ass career, but I know the exact fight. It looked exactly like that. I'm like, what in the Paulo Filho? Chael Sonnen versus Paulo Filho. So Chael Sonnen was fighting Paulo Filho. This is I believe it was before the UFC. And Chael Sonnen would punch Paulo Filho in the face, and Paulo Filho would proceed to look into the crowd. And it was just a really weird situation. Like, I've never seen nothing like that up until today, where Kamaru Usman starts looking at the ref after getting kicked in the head. I mean, I don't know if he was concussed or what. Scorecard was 50-45, 49-47, 49-47. So unanimous victory for Dricus. And Tommy McMillan is 100% a star. Tommy McMillan stole the show tonight. Tommy McMillan 100% stole the show tonight, but I'm telling y'all, Tommy McMillan needs to become more defensively responsible, because, gosh, that guy takes some big damage when he doesn't need to. And he was in complete control of that fight. Come on, my karaoke is hot. You doing karaoke? Oh, actually, that's another language. That's what that is. And they're translating it for me. Come on, my karaoke is hot. What are you talking about, buddy? You do karaoke? Let me hear you spit some bars right now. Hit the panel, come spit some bars. Let me see what you got, my guy. Spit some bars about this Kamaru Usman loss. Kamaru Usman got dog walked. And Dricus Du Plessis is the new king of
Some fights
Africa.
are about championships. Some fights are about revenge. But every once in a while, A fight becomes about legacy. This is one of those fights. It all started when Dricus Du Plessis made one controversial statement that he was the true African champion because he was the first UFC champion to live, train, and fight out of Africa.
Those belts ever go to Africa? As far as I know, it came to America and New Zealand. I'm going to take a belt to Africa. I'm the African fighter in the UFC.
Try to be a little bit more careful with what you say and how you say it, because that's the thing nowadays is these younger guys and this newer guys that get up here and they just talk. They just, because they want to appeal to the fans, appeal to the people. But try to be more mindful, because 20 years from now, that's not going to age well.
To many, it wasn't just a comment. It was a direct challenge to the African legends who came before him. Kamaru Usman, Israel Adesanya, Francis Ngannou.
How the fuck are you gonna question me, Francis, and Kamaru's blackness, our Africanness?
I'm African, but I ain't no brother of yours, son.
Because I go to China and my parents are in China and I'm raised in China, that doesn't make me more Chinese than people from China.
Now, one of those legends is ready to answer. Kamaru Usman, one of the greatest welterweights in UFC history, moves up 15 pounds to take on the former middleweight champion in a fight that means far more than rankings or titles. For Usman, this is a chance to remind the world why he's one of the greatest to ever compete inside the octagon, and to avenge Israel Adesanya's loss. For Du Plessis, it's another opportunity to prove that everything he said was true and cement himself as the real African king of the UFC.
I'm going to take a belt to Africa. I'm the African fighter in the UFC. Myself and Cameron, we breathe the African air. We wake up in Africa every day. We train in Africa, we're African born, we're African raised. We still reside in Africa, we train out of Africa. That's an African champion, and that's who I'll be.
When the cage door closes, there will be no more talking, no more controversy. Only two warriors, one continent, one legacy, and one question. Who is the real African king of the UFC? The answer will be written inside the octagon.
One thing about me, and right? When they call and they say this guy or that guy or this guy, I don't go, maybe. No, I say yes.
All right. Thank you for everybody for joining. We will be live again next week for Ankalaev. It should have been Ankalaev versus Khalil Roundtree, but unfortunately, we are not seeing that amazing fight. But make sure you check out the rest of my content. I got a lot of MMA and boxing content. Let's just say I got a lot of combat sports content on the channel. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, smash the like button for your boy. Tap in with me on my gaming channel as well. We game all night. I may go live and play some games tonight on my other channel. But for sure, if you want to support the channel, become a member, drop a super chat. If you want to join the community, hit the link in the bio, and it's also pinned to the chat. It's your boy. We fight all night. Until the next time.
It's gonna be bad, my nigga.